Enjoy yourself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to The Tonight Show. This is it. You made it. Thank you for being here. You guys, what was an absolutely beautiful 80-degree day here in New York City. Come on. Woo. It was so warm, I saw a Wall Street stockbroker sharing a pinkety-drinkety with Zoran Mamdani. It was so warm today in Central Park, I saw a squirrel rubbing SPF 50 on his nuts. And Let's get to some news here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis just signed a bill to rename Palm Beach International Airport as President Donald J. Trump International Airport. Finally fulfilling Trump's lifelong dream of having an entire Chili's 2 inside him. You'll know it's officially Trump Airport when they open up a Hudson Fake News. You'll know it's Trump Airport when they replace the TSA scanners with MRI machines. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Trump just shared renderings of what his future presidential library in Miami could look like. Did you see this? This is real. Take up this. There's a photo. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's better than the original rendering where Trump had 2 Las Vegas spheres attached. And I think that was too much. I didn't... Switching gears, do you guys see this? A group of thieves just stole several paintings from a museum in Italy. Yeah, in just 3 minutes, they managed to steal works from artists like Renoir and Matisse. Joining us now via satellite to talk about what happened is the museum's head of security, Jacques Fournier. Thank you for being here, Jacques.
Merci. Merci, Jimmy. It has been, how you say, a challenging time here in Italia.
Right. The museum is in Italy. But if I'm not mistaken, you sound French.
Oui. I am originally from Le France. I moved here after I was fired from my old job.
Oh, what was that?
Head of security at the Louvre.
I see. Well, to be honest, I'm surprised they hired you, considering they also had a giant heist.
I guess I interview well. But I do not know how this happened again. We have the best guards, the best cameras, and the best, how you say, thermal imaging security infrastructure. Absolutely nothing can get past us.
No, Jacques, a man in a ski mask just stole a painting.
I know. It's still fresh in my mind. My family is ashamed. My father says I am, how you say, a disappointment to my entire lineage. And I am beginning to believe he is right.
Jacques!
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we are talking about Jimmy Fallon's monologue, and honestly, this was one of the sharpest openings I have seen from him in a while. He covered everything from Florida politics to art heists to malfunctioning Disney robots. And he brought back one of my favorite recurring bits, the clueless French security guard. Let me break it all down for you because there is a lot to unpack. Jimmy started by talking about the weather. It was an 80-degree day in New York City. He said it was so warm that he saw a Wall Street stockbroker sharing a pinkety-drinkety with a politician. Then he dropped a great one. He said it was so warm in Central Park that he saw a squirrel rubbing SPF 50 on his nuts. The audience lost it. Jimmy had to pause. It is a classic dumb joke, but the delivery was perfect. Then he got into the real news. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis just signed a bill to rename Palm Beach International Airport as President Donald J. Trump International Airport. The audience booed. Jimmy said this finally fulfills Trump's lifelong dream of having an entire Chili's 2 inside him. I had to pause the video on that one. Chili's 2 is the smaller version of Chili's that you find in airports. So Jimmy is saying Trump wants to consume an entire airport restaurant. It is absurd. It is gross. It is perfect. Then he followed up with 2 more airport jokes. He said you will know it is officially Trump Airport when they open up a Hudson Fake New. Hudson is the newsstand chain in airports. So a fake newsstand. And then he said you will know it is Trump Airport when they replace the TSA scanners with MRI machines. That one is a little darker. MRI machines are for looking inside your body. So the joke is that Trump would rather scan people's brains or something. It is a bit of a stretch, but the audience laughed. Then Jimmy moved on to Trump's future presidential library in Miami. Trump shared renderings of what it could look like. Jimmy showed the photo, and it is exactly what you would expect. A massive skyscraper with Trump's name in gold letters. Jimmy joked that it is better than the original rendering where Trump had 2 Las Vegas spheres attached. That would have been too much. Too much ego, even for Trump. Then Jimmy switched gears to a completely different topic. A group of thieves stole several paintings from a museum in Italy. In just 3 minutes, they stole works by Renoir and Matisse, OU's museum in the world, which also had a giant heist. Jimmy says he is surprised they hired him. Jacques says, "I guess I interview well." The audience is dying. Jacques then lists all the security measures they have. The best guards, the best cameras, the best thermal imaging security infrastructure. Absolutely nothing can get past them. And as he is saying this, Jimmy looks off camera and says, "Jacques, a man in a ski mask just stole a painting." Jacques says, I know, it is still fresh in my mind." He says his family is ashamed. His father says he is a disappointment to his entire lineage. And he is beginning to believe his father is right. Jimmy yells, "Jacques, stop him." And Jacques says, "How can I stop him? He is my father. He can be harsh, but I love him." Then an alarm goes off. Jimmy says, "Jacques, you have to do something." Jacques says he will call his father later and ask for forgiveness. But that sound means it is time for his smoke break. Au revoir. Then he looks at the thief and says, "Hey, you in the mask. Can I have a light?" The thief was not even smoking. It is such a perfect escalation. The joke starts with a bumbling security guard and ends with him asking a criminal for a cigarette while paintings are being stolen. That is classic late-night comedy. Jimmy then moved on to a viral video from Disneyland Paris. A new Frozen theme park opened, and their Olaf robot malfunctioned. They showed the clip. Olaf's head falls off or something, and crowd screams. Jimmy then introduced another guest, an animatronic Kristoff from Frozen, here to comment on the malfunction. The Kristoff animatronic is also malfunctioning. He keeps repeating the same phrases. "Fret not, dear friend. Would you like me to sing you a song?" His voice keeps glitching and distorting. Jimmy says, "I hate to break it to you, Kristoff, but you also seem to be malfunctioning here." And Kristoff just keeps saying magic over and over. It is unsettling and hilarious at the same time. Jimmy wraps up the segment by saying tomorrow is April 1st, which gives Trump an excuse to get out of Iran. April Fools. April Fools. It is a quick political jab to end the monologue. Then Jimmy transitions into promoting the rest of the show. He announces that The Tonight Show got nominated for a bunch of Webby Awards. He gives a shout-out to their digital team. He tells everyone to vote for them. Then he introduces the guests for the night. Cameron Diaz, who he calls one of their favorites. Dan Levy, who created and stars in the new Netflix series Big Mistakes. And music from Thames. But then he introduces a recurring segment called Tomorrow Stars Today, where they spotlight musicians who might not be getting the attention they deserve. Tonight's guest is a singer-songwriter named Johnny Miles Bider, promoting his new album on an independent label called Hometown Crowd. Johnny comes out, and he is exactly the kind of earnest, slightly awkward folk singer old expect. He thanks Jimmy for holding the light. Nobody holds the light the way Jimmy does. Jimmy asks him about his songs. Johnny says they are not as much like songs. They are vibrations that come in from the universe and go into him. They are happenings that happen to him. If they happen to rhyme, that is good. Jimmy asks him to share a song. Johnny starts playing Late Night Ride. He sings about catching a hitchhiking ride with a woman. She turns on the radio, and the radio plays a song. And then he starts singing She's a super freak, she's super freaky. Jimmy stops him. That is Super Freak by Rick James. They cannot clear that. Johnny says that is just what happened. That is the song that came on in her car. He just wrote about it. How is he supposed to control the will of the airwaves? Jimmy gives him another shot. Johnny plays Backyard with Mom. He sings about the last time he saw his mama. They threw her a party in the backyard, and she sang her favorite song. And then he starts singing She's a Super Freak again. Jimmy stops him again. Johnny gets defensive. Are you gonna go after my mama's favorite song now? They start arguing. Johnny says he entered this world from his mama. Jimmy says he works here. This is his show. They eventually apologize. Jimmy asks if Johnny can play one of the original songs that got him booked on the segment. The one they actually liked. Johnny agrees. He plays Summer Day. He sings about dropping a coin in a whiz. Hingwell, feeling swell and free. And then he says the coin hitting the water sounded like a song they knew. And you can feel it coming. Jimmy begs him not to do it. Johnny starts singing She's a Super Freak again. Jimmy gives up. The segment ends with Jimmy saying, "All right, we will see you next week on Tomorrow's Stars Today." And Johnny says, "No, I am the host. That is what I say." It is a perfect chaotic ending. So here is my question to you in the comments. What was your favorite bit from this monologue? The Trump airport jokes, the French security guard, the malfunctioning Olaf, or the folk singer who only knows Super Freak? Let me know. I read every single comment. As always,